Okay, I think we're live right now. Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning if you're in Japan or Australia. Maneko64 here, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So I am a little early, about 5 minutes early, and we're going to look briefly today at inflation, whether we're going to get a crack up boom. Crack up boom is just another definition, another word, a synonym for currency collapse or hyperinflation. The Germans call it Katastrophenhause. That's a term used by von Mises and the Austrian school. So that's what we're going to look at. We're going to see whether the central bankers will be able to basically turn the thermostat down. They seem to think that inflation in the economy is like an air conditioner or some kind of thermostat that you can adjust. They don't realize that it's more than just an equation. It's also human beings and how people feel, their how can I say, people's moods, people's perception of things. Yeah, I think they will be. They'll have a tough time. I don't think it's ever been done, being able to inflate things and then get them back to normal. We're gonna look at that. So yeah, we'll just wait till everyone gets on. Yeah, Billy is here. Let me just turn the camera a little bit so people can see him. Yeah, there you go. In his usual position. So we've got quite a few people here already, almost 200, even before the starting time. Let me just see who's here. Try to say hello to everyone. Love Button is here. Jen Wright, Silver Eagle, Hugh Mann, Elias Jones already contributed to with the super chat. Thank you very much. We've got Urban Sombrero, Justice Seeker, Stacking on the Low, Shane Sturgis from East Sussex. Hi, Shane. Dave L. Tony Yanoni from New York. Charles Bradford, thank you for your super chat. It says, love your channel. Thank you for sharing your experience. My friend Adrian Douglas, the rest in peace, was a part of GATA attempt to call out manipulation of gold. I remember Adrian Douglas. He, yeah, unfortunately, he passed on. And he did a report. It was called the Motti of the Year Award, which basically is an acronym for Moron of the Year Award. He used to pick out the silliest comments that supposed economists and analysts used to make about gold, and he had always a top comment. And I actually remember one year one of my friends that I used to play golf years ago, he was a fund manager, and he made a comment about gold, and he was in the top 10. I didn't say it to him. I don't think he saw it. He was not a gold guy. But anyway, Adrian Douglas, he was a good guy. Music Forever says you're too early. Yeah, I'm just warming up. You have time to make your coffee. I'm just coming a little earlier for people here. Lily Robin. Hi, Lily Robin. Uncle Deadly 75. Morocco Mo, Pablo Pina. He's the founder of Billy Airways. He gave, I think it was Pablo's idea to have Billy Airways. And the reason we have Billy Airways is because Billy doesn't look for government handouts. Last year, people forget, a lot of big corporations were bailed out by us, the big government. And Yeah, I didn't get bailed out. And am I complaining? No, because I tried to live within my means. That's what it's all about. Being a sound money individual, a sound money family is not just about having gold and silver. It's about keeping a proper economy or household. Unless you do that, you're never going to be able to save. And there's only one way to save money, and that's through saving gold and silver. Fiat currency is not money. You can't save with it. It's a losing proposition. Connor Monnery. Hi, Connor. Nice to see you. John McKay says hi. Michelle L. Thank you for your super chat. Says, thanks, Mario. Great videos. Oh, thank you very much for that. David Lopez, what's happening on the Royal Bank of Canada? I don't know. I haven't looked. I haven't heard anything about the Royal Bank of Canada. I will look into it. I'm not aware of anything. I was watching a little bit of golf on the computer. I think it's the Heritage Classic in the U.S. and it's actually sponsored by the Royal Bank of Canada. That's the only thing I know about it at the moment. Humble peasant from London, Ontario, not London, England. Yeah, Billy is an OG. Old is that? I'm not sure what that means. OG, old guy. Yeah, he is. Some of you already probably know Billy was a credit crunch puppy. We bought him in the summer of 08, right around the time when everything was imploding, and we bought him through a UK Kennel Club breeder, and he only had one puppy left. Billy was the last guy left, and Mr. Nichols, the breeder, couldn't sell him, and we bought Billy, and he even gave us a discount. So Billy was a huge bargain. He was a credit crunch puppy, and it's weird because here in the UK, at least, we're hearing that dog prices, puppy prices are going through the roof. We're hearing that people are stealing dogs as well. That's gone up as well. Theft of dogs, which is really bad. So the lockdown has encouraged people to buy dogs, which is strange, really. I guess when you stay at home and you can't go out, and the kids are at home, you got to keep them, I guess, entertained, and the puppy is a good thing. Hopefully they'll take care of them after the lockdown is finished. Chess Master says 2000 says Monaco rules. Silver Eagle says $300 silver by July. Well, I think right now real silver is really above $30, or even around 25-30 pounds, even though the paper prices are a lot lower. Yeah, Anthony Louis Luigi, sorry if I mispronounced that, says you need companionship. Yeah, dogs are good companions. They're part of the family. Thomas Adams, thank you for your super chat. Billy for Prime Minister. I think he'd do a much better job than what we have now, or what we've always had as Prime Minister. So, yeah, the title of the live stream, crack up boom. Crack up boom is just like an inflationary boom that is very disruptive, where you start seeing things that are unusual that you've never seen happen, and then eventually the currency collapses. Are we going through that? Well, I think so. We're seeing a lot of unusual things. First of all, the situation we've been in since March last year is very unusual. I'm not going to go over what I think about it. A lot of you know already. If you want to know, go to how I think, go to my Monaco64.net blog. I actually wrote a new article last week, but I have an article from June last year where I tell you what I think about this crisis. Yeah, and it's created a lot of disruptions not only in the supply chain, but all kinds of things like the labor market because of the furlough, all the stimulus in the U.S., the furlough here. It's disrupted markets, and it's creating crazy things that you wouldn't expect. We're seeing house prices boom, even though a lot of people have no idea what's going to happen to the economy or their jobs. We're seeing second hand car prices go up, which is something very unusual. Here in the UK, the old joke is that when you buy a new car, when you drive off the car dealership, you lose 20% of the value of the car because you pay VAT, and secondhand cars, when you sell them, there's no VAT. So it's quite amazing that we're seeing a lot of things that are unusual. We're seeing commodity prices go through the roof, especially agricultural. We're seeing also lumber, of course, that's gone to the moon or even to Mars. And we're also seeing that there is supply of lumber. I mean, the uneducated economist made a video the other day, and he said that he showed a place, a lumber yard full of lumber. Yes, it could have been sold and it could be waiting for shipping, but he said that that was unusual, though, to see so much lumber with prices going through the roof. Dmitry Shmirkovich, thank you for your super chat. How long can this VIX ultra suppression go on? Well, as long as they keep inflating the system, adding liquidity, Dimitri, there's very little fear, because the other thing is that the market is so spoiled. They know that everything there, every time there's a problem, the Fed will step in, and even now with no problems, I'll show you this chart here. I'll share this with you guys. This is the Fed's assets, Fed's balance sheet. It's continuing to go up. You know, we are at 7.79 trillion, almost 8 trillion. So that's why the VIX keeps going down. That's why the stock market keeps going up. But that's part of the crack up boom as well. That's part of the Katastrophenhauser. We've seen that in Venezuela a few years ago, the stock market was doing great, but then the currency collapsed. We're not near the collapse of the currency, but we're seeing a lot of things, as I said, that is very unusual. The other thing I was reading about in the report by Rafi Farber, Endgame Investor, which is he's very nice to provide me that report, and yeah, I thank him for that. But he was noting that there's a lot of businesses in the U.S., and I heard another video as well. Someone saying that McDonald's is paying people $50 just to go for a job interview. That's the other thing. There's a supply of labor is shrinking because people would rather stay at home, go play golf, or maybe go walk their new puppy and earn a certain amount of money, even more than going for a job at McDonald's and earning less. So that's creating problems as well. That's going to put a lot of pressure, upward pressure on wages. And one thing I would say, wages are not inflationary. And because you will hear that from the central bankers, from the Keynesian economists, that it is a tight labor market that's going to create inflation. No, it's not a tight labor market. It's the consequence of all the money printing, all the disruptions that we've had, all the programs, stimulus, furlough, forbearance. It's a huge mess, and I've never seen that before. And that's why I think people like Jay Powell, or even at the Bank of England, and also Neil Kashkari, I think you pronounce it. He's the president of Minneapolis Fed. I saw him the other day in an interview with the Economic Club of New York. And guess who was interviewing him? I thought that was really funny. It was a guy called John Williams, who's the president of the New York Fed. So here you have central bankers interviewing each other. I mean, that's ridiculous. But Neil Kashkari, he's like Jay Powell. He thinks that as long as they can convince people that inflation is going to be low in the future, they're not worried. They always talk about inflation expectations. They never mention, the growth of this here, of their balance sheets. And I will probably bring up M1 and M2, even though it looks like M1 and M2, they're not publishing that so much anymore because too many people were following it too closely. I think they only publish it monthly. Barbara Cross, thank you for your super chat. So yeah, I don't think they're going to succeed. I think we got our water bill the other day. That's gone up. Our council tax has gone up. Everything's going up. And the other thing that's happening, a lot of small businesses are going to go out of business, a lot of small restaurants. And the big corporations are going to have a lot more pricing power. And things are going to go up. Prices are going to go up. But it's not really prices going up. It's the money that's becoming more and more worthless. Super Seamster Suing Show. Thank you for your super chat. Says, great show with Wall Street Silver. Official, your insight dope. Thank you. Yeah, they were nice, those guys. They contacted me. I enjoyed that interview with them. You see, Billy's been stacking way before the silver squeeze movement. We've had this mug for months. So it says, Billy says, snore on and keep stacking. There you go. So let's look at some questions here. Brad Smith says, what's a super chat? A super chat is when you click on the little dollar sign in the below the chat and you donate some money if you want to the channel. It's called a super chat. That's what it is. That's what YouTube calls it. Urban Sombrero, yes, hyperinflation. It will start in the periphery. It's already starting in countries like Brazil. I mean, we've seen Lebanon as well. They've had a complete collapse of their economy. But I think it's out of the major countries. I think we're going to start seeing it in the US first before a lot of countries in Europe. I think we're going to see it here as well in the UK. We're seeing it as well. We are told that the inflation is running at less than 1%, and that's total rubbish because the cost of living in the UK is going through the roof. Bat Soup, yeah, this is the study, really. I guess I use it as an office, and we got the garden outside, but it's not just, my wife spends time here too. But yeah, I've got my desk here. You can't see it, but it's in front of me. I've got my shelves and my books. Yeah, it's a nice study. Ali Tut says Turkey banned crypto. I'm not sure how you can ban crypto unless you ban the internet. I think what Turkey must have done is ban crypto exchanges, but I don't see, I could go to Turkey and have my phone and have my Bitcoin in there, and they can't do anything about it unless they confiscate my phone. So let's have a look here. We've had a look at the Feds. So I'm gonna show you now another symptom here of all these crazy things that are going on because of what they're doing, the powers that be. So this is from the FT, which I subscribe to. I know it's a globalist organization, but sometimes you need to read these things, and it says because they can't come out with good articles. UK pubs and restaurants warn of staff shortage. So this is another thing that will happen. You know, the labor staff is part of a business. It's a cost. So if there is a shortage of staff, they're going to have to attract people. And how do you do that? Well, you raise their prices or you raise their wages. Wage is just the price of labor. So thousands of workers have returned to their home countries or taken other jobs during pandemic. So this is just another story here. I won't go. I read it already, but and I can tell you a little more about it. What they're saying is that people who have been on furlough, on that have been paid not to work, they can't go to work at the firm that's paying their furlough, but they can get another job. So a lot of people, or they can leave, go to Europe, where they can, like guest workers, they've gone back home, but they don't want to go back to their old job because they got another job, and it's all throughout the economy. So it's pretty another example. I don't think it's going to be transitory because um, yeah, I don't know if it's how can I say, on purpose, or they've just been brainwashed. I think it's the latter, but a lot of the central bankers, economists nowadays, they've forgotten what inflation really is. They don't realize that inflation is actually the creation of money and credit out of thin air. They don't realize how sound money is so important, like gold and silver, or or maybe some of them do, but they think it's antiquated. They want to denigrate it, and I think it's going to hit them real hard. And, and I think is a great opportunity for us who know what's going on to continue to save. And I said this in the beginning of the live stream that the other thing that being a sound money proponent does is not just about saving or making money or getting wealthy. It's about the way you live your life, an honest economy. You keep your household running properly. You have savings, because you can only buy gold and silver if you have savings. And you can't keep your gold and silver if you live beyond your means, because you're going to have to sell it. So I think it's a great lesson. Yes, sometimes it can be frustrating looking at the gold and silver market, but over the long term, I've got no complaints. Uh, Not Joe King. Evening, Mario. Hope you're well. Crude, but considering the Queen has around 10 years left, do you think they will use this as a great reason to take British pound out of circulation and go to CBDC? I'm not really sure what the Queen has to do with the currency. I'm not too convinced that we're going to go cashless in the UK, or even in the US, or even in Europe, in on the continent. Uh, I think a lot of people still use cash, and especially the very wealthy. I saw a movie a few months ago about this woman. It's a real story. She organizes private poker games, gambling games for billionaires, for very wealthy people, and they all use cash. And the thing is, yeah, we already have digital currencies as well. When you use your card, or a lot of young people use their phones now also to pay. That's digital. Maybe what you mean is that. Maybe the central bank will directly pay. You could be able to bank with the central bank directly. I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm not sure the Queen is a big part of that either. Liam J, do you think people will start demanding gold hourly rates or Bitcoin hourly rates? Um, I think in the oh, there's Billy. He's getting up. He's turned around. I think in the late 70s that there was some singers. I forgot her name. She even sang Deutschmark or dollars. I think it was Tina Turner, or there were some people who want to get paid in Krugerrands. It's possible right now. I think we're still far away. I went to. I've been playing more golf, of course, because the lockdown, has allowed us to go back to play golf in the beginning of April, and and I joined a new club last year, and I've met quite a few people there, but I haven't heard anyone talk about what we talk about. So I think people are still very not aware of what's going on, and that's worrying. I think because I think it's going to hit them really hard, especially older people, pensioners who have a fixed income. Yeah, younger people can always adjust. They're young, they're more dynamic, but older people, I think they're going to have a tough time with all the costs going up. So let's see here. Uh, Pablo Pina says the pillow matches Billy. Yeah. Uh, Recoy says I sometimes get paid in scrap gold, but I'm a jeweler. Yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah, I remember. I did a few videos back in 2017, like informational videos, actually for quite a few cryptocurrency projects, altcoins. You can look back, in 2017, my videos, and they were sponsored videos, and these people were paying me sometimes in dollars. Sometimes they said, "Oh, can we pay in Bitcoin?" So I used to accept payment in Bitcoin. I will accept payment in gold. For example, Glint now, not in the U.S. yet, but outside the U.S., you can send people gold through Glint. So it's called Glintit, and when you send the gold, it's like sending a text. It's really quick. So I could send anyone who has a Glint app uh, a gram of gold, which is about, I don't know, $50 or more, $60. I'm not sure what a gram is. So you can already do that, and you can already pay people with cryptocurrencies, and you can pay people with silver coins. Um, I Yeah, one of the viewers here, and hopefully he doesn't mind me talking about it. He's an artist from England, and he's got really nice art. And I bought a painting from him, and I paid him half fiat currency and a half silver, and he accepted it. I've done some articles for a magazine in the north of England called Tyne Valley Express, and I've written a couple of articles. I've been paid twice. First time, he paid me in silver. Second time, I said, "Well, I'll take the fiat," um, because I needed the fiat. So yeah, people can negotiate. That's the great thing about this channel as well. It's not just about me talking to you guys or answering questions, is us knowing each other, communicating with each other, and becoming a community. I think it was Graham Hobbs. I don't think he's here on the live stream tonight at the moment, but he always said that the most important thing about my channel is building the community. So I think that's really important as well. And we can do things like that. We can barter and use whatever we want. They can't stop us. Lily Robin, great interview with Reddit Silver Community. I have Glint. I would convert my fiat paycheck to gold as fast as possible when price inflation hits. Yeah, you can do that with Glint, or if you want to do half, because yeah, half or the whole thing. Silver Highwayman says Bitcoin still a form of fiat, just an illusion thinking that it is not. If I cash out crypto to on Ramp Exchange, all crypto converted back into fiat. Uh, Co-bro, can you say something in German? Okay, ich bin ein Berliner. I'm a donut. That's what JFK said. A Berliner is a donut in German. It does mean someone from Berlin, but there's a donut called a Berliner. And he said, Ich bin ein Berliner. I'm a donut. He should have said, Ich komme aus Berlin. I come from Berlin. So there you go. Carlos Danger. In the US in 1964, minimum wage was $1.20. Uh, if paid in those 12 same 90% silver dimes, it is 22.54 current spot price. Yeah, just goes to show how sound money is a friend not only of the worker, but I would say also of business, small business especially, because the big corporations uh, they thrive under the fiat currency inflationary system, and that's another uh, how can I say credit that I'm going to give to Rafi Faber. He was speaking about that in his latest report, how under this fiat currency inflation boom, uh, really the people who benefit are the big capitalists, and not that they're bad. It's just that capital survives, assets survive inflation, and uh, and labor and the cost of living goes up for labor. So yes, sound money is good. uh, and I also think it would be good for capitalists, and it would help uh, keep people friendly. It wouldn't divide people as much, because capitalists are just like people who used to work, used to be labor, been able to save, had an idea, and started a business. So capitalists and labor are all the same, and they need to work together. But unfortunately, the unsound, dishonest fiat currency system divides us, because it disrupts everything. As Rafi Faber said, inflation is theft, really. That's what it is, because a group of men or women in a boardroom can basically create value, fake value out of thin air, and force people to use it. Bruce Gogan, thank you for the super chat. What do you think of John Adams calling out Peter Schiff? Oh, that's a good question. Actually, I have looked into that. I've spoken about it with my wife as well about that. And if you look at Euro Pacific website, it does say that the silver is unallocated. So Peter Schiff is not hiding anything. The question I have is whether his clients uh, read that, whether they know what unallocated really means, whether they think they own real silver. But yes, I personally would not encourage people to own unallocated silver, especially in the environment we're in. And why do I think Peter Schiff is into unallocated silver? Well, because unallocated silver is not real silver, and they don't charge storage fees. So I guess Euro Pacific Capital can make bigger profits. I think that's what it is in the end of the day. But I don't think Peter Schiff is doing anything wrong. He's a businessman. Uh, but I'm not, what I'm saying, I wouldn't do such a thing because I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that, have people do something that I wouldn't want someone to do to me. So I wouldn't want to be sold unallocated silver because I think it's wrong. I had an experience long time ago. I think 03, 04. I was looking after some of my mother's money, and I had power of attorney, and I bought gold with one of the big banks, and I wanted to take delivery about 12 months later, and they told me I couldn't. And they said, and I said, what do you mean? I bought gold, and they said, oh no, it's FX gold. And they didn't tell me when I first bought that I wouldn't be able to take delivery. So, and I wasn't very happy about that. So people need to explain. But if his clients ask for it, if they want the unallocated, that's fine. But personally, I don't recommend it. Yeah, John Adams is really he's like a bulldog. He's really going, and I think he's doing a great job. He's trying to also, he's also looking into other providers like Kitco, whether they're what they say they have is real. Uh, I saw he did an interview with Wall Street Silver, I think yesterday. I listened to it this morning. I was cooking my breakfast before I played golf, and I was listening to it. And he said he's going to have a few two stories he couldn't make public yet, but it's going to come out soon about gold and silver. Something quite, yeah, exceptional in terms of what's going on. Liam J. Yeah, the Golden Rule. That's a good one. Who has the gold makes the rules. Lord Humongous. Oh, there you. I hadn't seen you tonight yet, Lord Humongous. He says yes. John Adams is on point. Weekend at Billy's. Now he's okay. He's all right. He's not. Weekend at Biden's is more like it, isn't it? Weekend at Biden's. What do you think about the end of the Afghan war? Uh, the the great Xander. I don't think it's ended, Xander. I think what's going to happen is yes, the U.S. troops are going to come home, but the black waters of the world are going to be there. You know, what's her name? Catherine Austin Fitz spoke about FASB. Is it FASB 56 or 52? Where there's no oversight about the U.S. government accounting. They can do black ops and hide all these transactions. They're gonna stay there. The U.S. is still gonna be in Afghanistan. They're just like taking out the official United States forces, and they'll probably have private forces there. Yeah, FASB 56. Afghanistan is too important for them to just leave. I think it's just a PR stunt, to be honest. Love Button says my dog is having Billy babies. Billy's baby. Wow. Lord Humongous, Jeff Curry is a criminal. Yeah, I saw that. Jeff Curry said that copper is the most conducive metal on the periodic table, even though silver is at the top. And I thought that was funny. It shows how The bullion banks, Goldman Sachs, and all these people are so scared of the price of silver going up that they're pushing copper now instead of silver. Yeah, and copper, I have to give him that. Copper is a lot cheaper than silver, but still, it's not the best conductor of electricity as a metal. It's actually silver, and actually gold is the second, and copper, I think, is third. Apius Claudius. Mario, what do you think of Greensill Capital? Yeah, I've read quite a bit about Greensill Capital. I think they're basically, how do you call it? They're like a payday scam, really. They're a glorified payday loan hedge funds that try to get by the influence of prime ministers and other people. That's what Greensill Capital is, and their scheme was that they found something that was better than sliced bread for the first time, that they could pay people on a daily basis. People pay wages on a daily basis. So yeah, and it's just collapsed, and they're involved with that steel company as well, Gupta. That company, there's talk that it basically made up receivables, so fraud, corruption. Yeah, it's a real can of worms. And I heard a guy from talk radio actually say that uh, and credit to him, because you don't hear the word corruption so much in the UK. And he said that David Cameron wasn't a good prime minister, and he's not even good at corruption. So he was destined to make $60 million if Greensill Capital worked, and it didn't. So I don't feel sorry for him. Pace Arrow, thank you for the super chat. Tanzanian president died of a heart attack. What does that mean for TRX? The president is a world economic globalist. I haven't heard Jim Sinclair say anything about that. Um, I think TRX has been there for a couple of decades. I don't think it will have much of an impact, but I can't say. Of course, yeah, investing in mining companies, you always have to look at these factors, geopolitical factors, the management, the people who run it. So yeah, I can't tell you exactly. It seems to be okay though. I would go on JS Mindset and sign up for his emails if you can still do that, because a lot of times I receive stuff about TRX or Tanzanian royalty. Son of a silver stacker. That's right. And the reason they make gold plated copper, because gold conducts better. There you go. That's about Jeff Curry saying that copper is the most conducive metal. Considering Flebas, what do you think of the former SEC head Jay Clayton going immediately to work for a major investment firm, Apollo Global Management, after stepping down from the SEC? It's par for the course. It's the revolving door. All these major regulators, they're in the pockets of Wall Street, so it's not surprising. I think the head of the SEC was the head of the CFTC, but he was also a Goldman guy, I think. Yeah, so it's all the same revolving door. Oh yeah, son of a silver stacker. I think royalty companies are interesting uh, because it cuts out a lot of the troubles that miners go through. Yeah, so a royalty company is a company that will buy a share of a company, and they will have different deals of when the company starts producing the gold or silver, and they'll get royalties from that. But I think there's room for both kinds of companies, mining and royalty. I think you just diversify. KR, have you been out for a pint in the beer gardens yet, Monaco 64? Um, yeah, I'm not really too much into pubs. There is a pub nearby, but I do play golf, and I have had a few drinks after the golf outside the clubhouse with the people that I played the other day and the day before and early this week. So yeah, sat outside by the clubhouse. So not a pub, but yeah, at the golf club. I played this morning. It was a really nice day. It wasn't very warm, but it was very sunny, and there wasn't much wind, which is good when you're playing golf. Didn't play that well. I played quite well. I hit some really good shots, but my putting wasn't too good. I missed a lot of. I actually had a lot of birdie putts, pretty short ones, and I only made one of them. So I have to improve my putting. Flip Van Saxon, thank you for your super chat. Do you believe the inflation is permanent? If yes, why? Well, Flip, we've had inflation since 1971. And I look at inflation as the increase of money and credit, not backed by sound money. So, yeah, it's going to be permanent, and it has been permanent, and it's increased massively in this century, especially after the '08 crisis. And the only way for them to keep the system going, the fiat currency system going, is for even more inflation, because the money, the currency now, the flip side of the currency is the debt, and the only way to keep things going is to increase more debt, to inflate even more. There will come a time, the more debt you create, the more you keep interest rates low, artificially low, the more the big corporations are going to invest in capital goods. They're not going to invest in labor, and you're going to have more and more economic malaise. You might want to call that a deflationary impact, but it's more like the economy won't do well. But yeah, and it's gonna, one day though, we either gonna have total implosion of the system, but before that they're gonna keep inflating. And I think we're at a point where people might start to notice that we have inflation, especially with consumer prices going up, food prices, commodity prices, because the way they've hidden the inflation is that the inflation is flowed into financial assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, the good kind of prices, right? But when they start hurting the cost of, increasing the cost of living, then people are going to wake up and realize that we've had inflation. But yeah, so I think it's definitely permanent. Miles, thank you for your super chat. All-star Q&A guest panel, Tavi Costa, Lobo Tigre, Rafi Faber, and Leo Gantz, the Common Man's Roadmap. Yeah, I interviewed Tavi Costa a couple of weeks ago. Rafi Faber, he comes on regularly here. Leo Gantz, I've heard of him, and also Lobo Tigre, I've heard of him, but I haven't had those two on. They're good guys. I think they know what they're talking about. Thank you for your super chat, Miles. Ali Tut, thank you for your super chat. Snack money for Billy. He's working so hard. Yeah, he is, isn't he? I'll buy him some sticks, dentist sticks. He likes those. Elliot Kurz, silver rate 20th of April, Wall Street silver on Reddit. So yeah, that's what Tuesday. All right, maybe I'll buy some silver on Tuesday, hopefully, from Gold Investments. Someone is saying, why are Redditors so obnoxious? I haven't really. I joined that Wall Street Bets right in the end of January. One of my viewers told me about it, and we're following it. He explained to me what was going on because I wasn't aware of the move. The movement, and I'm on Wall Street Silver as well. But I haven't spent much time on Reddit. I don't know how it really works exactly, like Twitter. But what I learned from the interview I had with Wall Street Silver is that you can post whatever you want. The more upvotes you get, the more popular your post becomes. So I'll try to go on there a bit more. I put a I put something on there yesterday. I'll show it to you guys. I thought because I went with my wife to Florence in October of 2019. I'd never been to Florence, and we went to a museum. I'll show you what I posted here. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. I'm going to share it with you guys. I think you're going to like this. Share screen. Chris Conman, thank you for your super chat. Concerning a gold-backed security, how effective would it be since gold is manipulated and regulated by governments and central banks? Wouldn't free gold be better? Thanks. In the UK, gold is not regulated by the FCA. Gold is not considered a financial asset. So I'm not sure about. Do you mean securing an asset with gold, like a digital currency? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look that up. But yeah, if you put it into a security, some kind of coin, they might consider it a security. But yeah, that's a tricky situation there. But Glint, for example, I think they're regulated by the payment system, electronic payment system. So I don't know. I can't really answer that question. I have to look into it. So just wanted to show you this. I posted this picture on Reddit. I guess I got 108 votes, which isn't too bad. It says, let's hope the bullion bankers get their heads handed on a silver platter too. So what's this is like if you look here where the little cursor is, that's Saint John the Baptist's Saint John the Baptist when he was beheaded. That's his head on a silver platter there. This whole thing is made out of silver. It's a beautiful piece of I think furniture. And I said, let's hope that the bullion bankers get the same come up and says Saint John the Baptist. So there you go. That's the kind of thing that you can do on Reddit, I guess. So let's get out of there. Lord Humongous Silverbacks. Yeah. Count Stacula. I've been waiting 12 years for this coming week. I'm a little sad that my stacking days are over. Cheap. Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I started buying gold in 02, and then silver a year later in '03. And it's great to see that more and more people are waking up. I think it's still early days because if you go uh, out and talk to people about silver, very few people know what we know. There's still a lot of room for this movement to grow. Uh, I think people more know more about Dogecoin or Bitcoin than gold and silver at the moment. Um, Andy's saying, should I buy Doggy Coin? It's Doge, actually. It's Dogecoin has been around for years, and I remember my daughter was still quite young. It went viral. The Doge meme. What's the meme for Dogecoin was that Shiba Inu wearing the hat of the Doge of Venice. The cone hat. And that's how it got famous because of that meme. So some people call it a dog coin, but no, it's the Doge of Venice. That's the whole play on words about the Doge coin. And I think my wife said she watched a video about the creators of Dogecoin, and they were shocked that it's worth anything because it was supposed to be a prank on Bitcoin. uh, Over here, I bought 2 tubes of Tuskegee Airman America, the beautiful 5-ounce silver coins, Last of the America, the beautiful series as an investment. Opinions? I've heard of those. Um, I mean, they're silver. I mean that's fine. Silver, any kind of silver. I'm not too sure. Do they have numismatic? Um, how can I say value they might have? Yeah, they could be a little extra special. So anything, that is special like that could be even better than just a pure silver. Yeah, Billy wanted to create a Billy coin because he thought he could make a killing, but I told him that that's not the right thing. This is not what this channel is all about, peddling thin air. But it's tempting, right, Billy? A Billy coin. I think we could get. I don't know. We could get a market cap of at least $10 million for Billy coins. Who knows? Helsinki, is silver set to return to an equilibrium price? If so, how can we trust the price if relevant as the market is so manipulated? Yeah, I mean, that's always a question that people have. How can we trust the market? Well, I think a market can only be manipulated for so long. And why do I say that? Well, because um, when governments try to suppress prices or impose price controls, you always create shortages, and eventually the market, the free market, reimposes itself, and the price has to go up, or else you're going to run out of the commodity. It's the same thing for programs like rental controls. I think Nixon, or in the '70s in the US, in New York City, they had rental controls and you couldn't rent a place because the people who, the landlords didn't want to rent because it wasn't profitable. So what are you going to have? You're going to have the mining companies. I've heard already that First Majestic and others are holding back their silver supply because they don't think the price is right. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. As to what the equilibrium price is, I don't know. You have to think more of silver as what its purchasing power will be. So a good way to look at it is that it should be at least around 15, 16 to 1 to gold. So right now, I don't know, we're around 70 to 1, maybe a bit more. So it's still undervalued. So yeah, look at it in terms of gold because paper is so worthless that it's difficult to say. So that's how I'd look at it. Count Stacula, thank you for your super chat. Uh, Mimaru, why do we buy gold and silver in the first place? If it's so you can sell it for more worthless fiat, then you're buying it for the wrong reasons and you end up disappointed. Yeah, I've always, I mean, you can do that. Um, if you want to accumulate fiat, you can trade gold and silver, the futures. But I've always been of the, uh, you know, my strategy is always to physical gold and silver are savings, and they're there for a rainy day, and also as insurance versus monetary mayhem. Uh, but sometimes, if you have an emergency, then yeah, you have to uh, exchange the gold and silver for fiat because you might need it. But yeah, I think it's a silly thing to do, to trade gold to make more fiat currency. I mean, can you imagine in Venezuela? And I think Bellin GP or Paul, he has a YouTube channel. He made a video about Venezuela, and I think it was 2017 or 2018. The price of gold there went from 8,000 bolivars to 12, and then it dropped back down to 8. So if you'd bought at 12, you might have said, "Oh, I'm going to get out now because it dropped to 8,000." And then 1 or 2 years later, it was at 100 million. So yeah, does that mean we're never going to exchange our gold or silver for other assets? No, but I, I think people should try to avoid as much as possible fiat currency or paper money. And of course, if you want to buy a hard asset, you might have to go through the fiat currency, but you're going through the fiat currency only because you're going to buy a hard asset. And it could eventually be that we will directly use gold and silver to acquire hard assets or any other thing without, if fiat currency collapses, it won't be around. Gold and silver will be accepted. So we got 3 minutes to go until the hour mark, even though I started 5 minutes early today. Zeronian thinks gold will stabilize at a lower price. Okay. I think Mike, is it Keith Weiner of Monetary Metals? I think he's got it right. Uh, uh, Gold doesn't have a price because gold is at the center of the monetary universe. So it's, you have to look at the price of the dollar in gold and or the paper dollar or the fiat currency in gold. And if you go back to 1933, the fiat dollar has been dropping and dropping against gold, and is going to continue to. And why is that? Well, it's the simple law of supply and demand. So I personally don't think the price of gold or the price of the dollar is going to stabilize. Uh, I think the dollar is going to keep going lower. Infowars, he's got the Infowars thumbnail, the Watcher. Thank you for your super chat. Just want to say thanks for all your efforts. Keep it up. You're a legend, and Billy, obviously. Oh, thank you very much, the Watcher. Miles, thank you for your super chat. The difference between a Bitcoin and the gold and silver coin is that 900 years from now, it will have historical value as well as inherent value. Archaeologists will never dig up a Bitcoin. That's right. Mr. Ashford says, I would love a 1 ounce silver Billy. Yeah, I actually tried to contact a few mints here last year in the UK, and they never came back to me. They're like closed, or I might try again. That's something that I've looked into. 1 ounce silver Billy coin. I was thinking of calling it, making it the different than an ounce, because I'm a contrarian. I was thinking of making a Billy coin like the size of a and the weight of a florin, which is 2 shillings, and calling it a Billy florin or something like that instead of an ounce, and it would make it a little more affordable as well. So yeah, I'll look into that again. Hopefully the mint, but it looks like the mints are having problems. We'll see. Okay, just Jeff Berwick, Lily Robbins says Jeff Berwick recommends Pirate Coin. He says it will go to 100 or 500. I haven't heard of Pirate Coin. Uh, yeah, Silver Highwayman. I have a few Victorian sovereigns. Billy Coin will kill the crypto scam. Thomas Adams, thank you for your super chat. InfoWars is the truth. Norman Burton. Yeah, well, Canada has a lot of gold as a resource underground. Yes, the central bank doesn't have any gold, but no, I mean, all the major countries are screwed, as you're saying. I don't think it makes much difference if Canada has or doesn't have gold, but it doesn't help. But the thing is, you've got a lot of the mining industry is huge in Canada, so I guess that's the way they look at it. But it's not an excuse, because I think Canada in the '60s had 1,000 tons of gold or something like that. Okay, Silver Highwayman, I will buy Billy Coin over Doge Coin any day. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. I enjoyed the live stream tonight. And yeah, hopefully we'll be talking again next week. And in the meantime, I'll be making my videos as usual tomorrow morning. Uh, Take care, and thank you very much. And yeah, before you go, if you're new to the channel here, yeah, think about subscribing. And thanks again, everyone.